Hello! Today we are presenting our Miracosta College Student Veteran Oral History Service Learning Project. For this project, we interviewed student veteran Joshua Ice, who was born in Texas but was raised in Arizona. During the interview, he told us about his upbringing and the differences that he noticed when deployed in Afghanistan and how Americans don't realize how good they have it. Members of our group started making similar connections to what they have experienced. For example, the interviewer Franco, who lived in Peru for about half of his life. Overall, we are going to be comparing Peru and Afghanistan to the USA. This was made by Adrian De Luna, Franco Nicene, and Toshiba Stokes for our English 100 class with Professor Jacob Strona. In America, hard work is considered a must in order to become successful in life. Joshua learned that from his mother and father. Joshua's father was in the military for 21 years, and after leaving, he and his wife would work very long shifts in order to provide for their family. The picture in the background is Joshua's father.
So I came from a very working class family, which kind of contributes to kind of the way I'm in now.
This work ethic impacted Joshua a lot as it was a big part of his day-to-day life when he was in high school, the military, and even now in college. It was not easy for him, but it was an uphill battle that was against the odds. Because of where Joshua was raised and what his family could afford, he went to a very low-end school, as he called it. Many students wouldn't even graduate, as he said, and he could count on two hands how many people graduated his high school from his elementary school, and that luckily, he was one of those 10. This was a big achievement in his life because he said that there were two things he wanted to do for his mother, and one of them was to graduate high school.
I probably counted on two hands how many people graduate high school from my elementary school, so luckily I'm one of those 10.
This shows us how many people do not take the opportunities that they have in front of them and drop out of high school instead of working hard and pursuing a better life for themselves. A study done by the Phoenix Business Journal in 2013, just 2 years after Joshua graduated high school, demonstrates that many classmates were dropouts as Arizona had the highest high school dropout percentage in the U.S. at 7.8%. In countries like Afghanistan and Peru, people don't have the amount of opportunities that we have at our disposal here in America, such as education, where in Afghanistan, according to U.S. aid in 2002, only 1 million children, mostly boys, attended school since girls were almost excluded from the educational system. And in 2001, only 1% of college-age students were enrolled in higher education. Also, in Peru, according to the Peruvian Ministry of Education, only 3 out of 10 Peruvians get into a secondary school, which is basically high school. Joshua was one of the few in his high school who graduated. Although he did want to go to college, he lacked the financial resources to pay for his tuition. So one of the reasons he chose to join the Marine Corps was to pay for his school.
School was meant for me. Not that the military wasn't, but school was just a smarter thing.
When Joshua was deployed in Afghanistan, a big part of his job was to interact with the locals to find out information. This was his favorite part because he loved the locals' attitudes, because no matter how little they had, they were still happy.
I like the locals of Afghanistan because they're very prideful people despite their situation. It really gives you insight into how much we suck here in America a lot of times because those people have nothing at all. They live in mud huts and yet they're so happy still at times. And then, we have all this stuff here in the US and we aren't happy. And so that's why I love deployment because my favorite was interacting with the locals because I got to learn even though we didn't speak the same language, just seeing how they were and when they were happy and things like that made you see a different side of the world.
The fact that Joshua had the chance to get along with the locals of Afghanistan shows that the United States military is not only going to this country to cause terror, but they're trying to help out the civilians. One example of this is how U.S. aid has drastically improved the amount of students that are enrolled in school from the previous 1 million in 2001 to 9.2 million, 39% of the students being girls. He compared this to what he observed growing up in the USA and how we have so many opportunities that we don't take advantage of, whereas in Afghanistan they lack those same opportunities. Now Franco will tell us about his experiences in Peru and how they relate to what we have spoken about in regards to Afghanistan.
I can see the relation in what Josh was saying about Afghanistan with my home country, Peru, where many people work very hard but they lack the opportunities to reward those long hours of work. Many people in Peru do not get paid for the extra hours, and in some extreme cases there is forced labor or children working.
This goes hand in hand with what is happening in Afghanistan, where there are many cases of children doing forced labor that leaves serious damages on their mental and physical health. According to a joint investigation between UNICEF and the Afghan Central Statistics Organization, at least 1/4 of the children between 5 and 14 work for a living or to help support their families. Evidence of this can be seen in the following video. Although both sides have a negative side where children are forced to do hard labor, like Joshua said, there is also a positive aspect where people are happy and proud of what they have.
And I can say the same with Peru, where although there are many negative things, there are also positives, like how Peruvians get united so easily with something as simple as a sport.
To sum up, in the United States of America, we have many opportunities that are ours to take advantage of, and it is up to us to put in the hard work and accomplish our goals. In many countries, such as Afghanistan and Peru, people lack those opportunities and have to work extra hard just to get the opportunities that U.S. citizens are born with. Joshua was one of the few people in his high school who was willing to put in that hard work, which paid off since he was in the Marine Corps and is now currently in Mira Costa College, where he works at the Veterans Center and is going to transfer to Arizona State University this fall. Thank you for watching our Mira Costa College Student Veteran Oral History Service Learning Project. We hope you enjoyed it.